What is up, everybody? Good morning. Hope everyone had an awesome Memorial Day. Wanted to go over something that I haven't done here, and it helped me tremendously learn all of the movements, especially the movements that we're going to be doing today, or that I wanted to do today, the snatch or ground to overhead. And so the Bergner warm-up has been something that started when I did not know how to do the snatch at all. In fact, when we first started programming, I left it out of programming completely because I was uncomfortable teaching someone, let alone doing it myself. I didn't want to teach anybody else, so I just left it out of programming. And then I thought, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, we're going to have to learn this thing somehow. And so the way that I did it was I did this movement every single morning, every single warm-up, every single day, and miraculously, and it's really not miraculously, like it happens. No matter what you do day in and day out, over and over and over again, you're going to get better at. And so it takes the most complicated movement, breaks it way down into little simple steps or little simple movements that you can do and practice that all relates to getting the bar from the ground to overhead in the movement of the snatch. So here we go, Bergner warm-up. First movement of the Bergner warm-up, or that what we talk about, is the grip. I want a hook grip for this. Thumb underneath, 2 fingers wrap around. All right, I'm gonna try to get in frame here. All right, the first movement of the Bergner warm-up is a down and up, and I like to incorporate a shrug with this. So it's a down and up with a shrug in that combination. So it's dip, drive, shrug. Then the elbows stay locked out, okay? Also, notice on my dip, my knees don't come way forward and my heels up. I stay back and I stay vertical. So it's a vertical dip and drive. And the reason why I do this, speed through the middle. I'm trying to get momentum on the bar, all right? So we do it 3 times. Dip, drive, and a shrug. Dip, drive, shrug. Dip, drive, shrug. At first, if this is your very first time doing it, you're gonna feel uncomfortable. We're gonna go very quickly through this, but there's really no reason to stop and get flustered, because tomorrow you're going to do it, the next day you're going to do it, the next day, the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Continue to do this, and you're going to get phenomenal at the snatch. I mean, or understanding the snatch, and really, really get good at using your legs. Your form is going to start to get better. I mean, everything is going to start to get better when you do this movement every single day. All right, next movement. After my dip, drive, and everything follows. Everything comes one after the other. So we dip, drive, shrug, then my elbows follow. And so we say elbows come high and outside, and the bar, or the PVC pipe, stays close to our body, stays very close to your body. So it's dip, drive, shrug, then the elbows follow, in that order. Ready? Go. 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 Good. So 3 times. Elbows come high and outside. We dip, drive, shrug, elbows follow. All right? The reason why we do that, and when we do this, I want you to focus on and keep remembering or reminding yourself why we're doing that movement. So first movement was that down and up. The reason why we're doing that is we're creating momentum on the bar, or speed through the middle, and it's driven or coming from our legs and then opening up the hips or fully extending. All right, boom. The next movement, elbows come high and outside, because this, I want to get as close as possible to me, or keep as close as possible to me. So the elbows stay high and outside to keep the barbell close. All right, next movement. Elbows can't get any higher than this, right? I just can't get any higher. My mobility, I'm locked out here as far as elbows high and outside. So I'm going to take the bar and turn the bar over. I'm going to punch out and pull the bar apart. I'm actively trying to pull the bar apart. Now I'm not overextended here. See my back? No good. I'm too curved there. Okay? I'm straight up and down. My head is through and my arms are over top of my hips and ankles. Okay? Again. Dip, drive, shrug, elbows follow, boom, turn over. Quickly. Boom. Boom. Okay, notice this is not a big, long sweep out. I don't like that. I got to keep the bar as close as possible. So a good drill, we would put a PVC pipe, I would put a PVC pipe right in front of them, and then they'd have to keep it close. No big swing out. You don't want this bar swinging out. It gets heavier, then you got to go chase it. Not good. All right, those are the most toughest movements, but we're not done. We're up overhead. The next, I'm going to say 3 movements, 2 movements, have to deal with your feet, okay? So 2 feet positions or 2 foot positions, jumping position. This is where I'm strongest. This is where I can jump through the roof. If I ask you to jump as high as possible, you would put your feet right underneath your hips, all right? This is the jumping position. This is where I start those things from, okay? Now, once I'm up overhead, I'm going to go from the jumping position to the landing position. Notice how my feet got wider. Boom. You can see that back foot came wide. I'm up overhead. Boom. I'm going to jump into the landing position. So I want us to get a feel for jumping with the bar and coming down and landing in that landing position. And our feet are just a little bit wider. You know, oh, how wide should they be? It doesn't matter. It's just wider than your jumping or your starting position. That's it. And starting position is different for everybody, but it's generally underneath our hips. And we're just going to jump into the landing position. All right? So we're up overhead, and we're going to jump to the landing position. And then stand. It's important to stand out of this. So a lot of people get right out of the movement and they don't finish the movement. When you're first learning this, like, go through the entire movement and just walk through it. Walk through your mind, understand, tell yourself why you're doing it, and just keep going back there. Keep going back there. Just like you're learning, you're learning this for the first time. You're getting it through. It's repetitions, repetitions, repetitions. Both not only doing it, but also telling yourself why you're doing it and telling yourself, when to do certain things, timing. Just running it back through your head is going to help you learn it even faster and just give you more mental reps. That's it, mental reps. All right, so we're up overhead. We're going to jump into the landing position and then stand, reset, again, again, good. Now, let's drop a little bit lower. Now we're up overhead, and we're going to drop lower. And stand, reset. And stand, reset. And stand. Good. Now you can drop even lower into a full overhead squat. But making sure this bar stays aligned. If this bar starts to come forward at all, oh, now I have to either go get it. I start to come forward. That's not good. I start to get on my toes. I'm going to miss the lift. Have to stay in line here. Have to stay in line and be able to catch that and stand with it. Stack my shoulders, keep pulling that bar apart. All right, that's a big, important part of this. Footwork, 90% of all missed lifts are due to footwork. Okay, so now we're still not done, but now we have to link everything up. This is what I really like, no matter where you start from, especially if you're mobility. If I can get you straight up and down, you're in a really, really good position, okay? So don't try to take this from the ground, especially not the burden or warm up, but even with weight, be comfortable from the position that we're about to do this in instead of taking and starting it from the ground, because you need to understand this position first. This is how you're not going to get hurt, okay? I know for sure that you're in a good, safe position if you're straight up and down. I have to get you guys to understand of jumping with our legs from this position, and then we can translate starting from the ground. But what happens is if we don't understand this first, then we're not going to translate it enough and not be able to get back into this position when we link all this up, if that makes sense. All right, so high hang position. I'm squeezing my shoulders, and I'm just going to run through and link up all of the movements that we just did. Okay, so first movement of the burden or warm-up was a dip and drive with a shrug. The reason why I'm doing that is to create speed through the middle or momentum on the bar. Okay, I'm going to do it 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. All right, next movement, elbows come high and outside. The reason why I'm doing it, bar path. Bar path. Bar path. All right, good. Now, muscle snatch. I'm going to go all the way up over top. This is called, I'm working on the turnover. Pulling myself literally underneath the bar, but that transition, it's called the turnover. Ready? Go. Turnover. 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 I'm also working on punching the bar through, getting my head through. A lot of us end here. I want to get my head through. Good. Now I'm up overhead. I'm going to work on footwork. And stand, reset. Stand, reset. Stand. Show you from the side. Stand, reset. Stand, reset. Stand, reset. Good. Now I can go deeper now. Let's go 4 inches. Stand, reset. Stand, reset. Stand, reset. And you can go all the way. All right, good. Now, got to link all this. This is how I get good. I just kind of get the timing down and repetitions. I want to be able to link this and understand that even though I might not be able to feel the bar being thrown up with a PVC pipe, that I have take a light bar, a lighter bar, a stick, a metal rod, something that's a little bit heavier than the PVC pipe. Fill this with sand, or if you're more than comfortable with a 15-pound bar, 10-pound bar, 15. Now here's where you start to add weight to really, really get the idea or start to understand how important the barbell is and the things that you're about to be able to do once you understand that you use your legs to throw the barbell up. And if you can understand that, you can realize how important the barbell is into our fitness strength program. I mean, there's really nothing that can you can't duplicate the barbell. I mean, a kettlebell, yes, dumbbell, yes, but you really can't duplicate the barbell. So we really want to work ourselves up here, and that's why it's been important since day one. And since the amount of things that you can do with this is deadlift, clean, the snatch is incredible. And it doesn't need to be heavy. There's 15-pound bar. This one's 25, but you can translate it, okay? So we're going to link this all up. and we're going to jump and catch. Okay? Ready? Go. And stand. I'm just going to go through that whole movement, right? So I just slowed it down. Dip, drive, jump, shrug, catch, stand. Full speed. Reset. All right, so PVC pipe I can put away, and I'm going to try to do this and take this with the bar, and it's just going to feel a little bit heavier. And so this is what I also encourage you to do with your barbell, and work yourself up if you do have multiple barbells. You don't need to start at the heavy one. So the knurling, just make sure you get a nice even grip on it. Okay, so now I go to 25 pounds here, and walk yourself through the same exact movements that we started. Down and up with a shrug. All right, elbows come high and outside. Muscle snatch. Leave it up overhead. Right, now link it. All right, so that's it. That is the Bergner warm-up. You continue to do that movement over and over and over and over and over again. And when you think that you haven't done or that you've done enough, continue to do it over, and then go back to the bar. And you're going to be excited once you start. Wow, I can lift a lot of weight, a lot of weight. Just keep resetting back to that. Keep resetting back to that. It's like we're never done resetting, going back to the very basic. And I'm pointing at this. What do I mean by this? Not only that, but this. Basic. I mean, this is what it comes down to. So don't get ahead of ourselves. This is right here is all you need to understanding better movement. And better movement is key. And that's going to set you up for the long term, okay? This is a long process. There's no real rush, especially if we have any injuries in here. We work them out with this, or we understand them from here first, holding literally nothing, and we can put yourself and stretch into a better position. All right, but it starts with this. Movements today, I hope you enjoyed that. This is the very basic fundamental tool, that Bergner warm-up. You continue to do that, you're going to learn this very quick. You're going to get more confident. You're going to get like comfortable. And when I say I went from like so uncomfortable that I just didn't even program it, went weeks and weeks without programming it, and be like, well, where's the snatch at? We're going to go over that. I kind of, something, clicked in my head and said, I got to start learning this. And then so I just started learning alongside. I just said, okay, I'm just going to do this basic movement over and over and over again. And what do you know? You get really good at it, and you get better at it, and better and better. And what I found was, like, it doesn't ever change, and it all starts with there, and we can always go back there. So we can always go back to this, to the Bergner warm-up, and get a lot more comfortable with the snatch. Today for us, 7 ground to overhead. So what I was thinking is maybe changing the plates on this one for me. Start nice and maybe a little bit heavier. Start with some cleans, peel some plates off, and take maybe 2 or 3 from for a snatch overhead. I'm going to get outside Looks like the sun is trying to peek through. Always encourage you to get outside if you can. Been locked up in the winter, and we just don't take advantage of, just breathing outside, listening to nature, birds. It's good to be outside. Sled push. I'm really digging this thing. If you don't have a sled and you don't have the space, I really encourage you to find something that you can really push and challenge yourself harder than a walk. What I do think that we can do, actually just thought of this, is weighted lunges instead of the sled push. I think that's a good sub for anybody that sees sled push. A weighted walking lunge, depending on how far we go. Just make sure the time is there, or just pick something you're comfortable with just to keep you moving. You don't ever want to get stuck. And then I'm going to take it from the sled push. I'm going to take the med ball and run, probably not a long distance, or maybe I am. I don't know. Pick a distance to run. I'm going for 28 minutes. I'm going to come back in and get some work in. So 28 minutes. I'm excited for this one. So let's have some fun. Hope everyone had an awesome weekend. But we're back at it. I'm thinking hit this one strong. Drink a lot of water. Think about what we're eating. Think about incorporating more plants into what we're already eating. Think about if you need help, please reach out to us. We're really excited to get to work with a lot of people that are transitioning to more plants and really don't know how to do it, don't know the right recipes to incorporate that in, alongside doing it, the people that are just starting their fitness journey and now thinking and knowing that nutrition plays a very important role in it. So however you found us, appreciate it. Thank you. Feel free to comment below, and we'll go ahead and answer any questions that you have about these movements, about nutrition, about recipes, about learning more about how we continue and can continue to help you along your journey. All right, let's have a great day. See ya.